The Pentagon PSYOP unit pitched NATO on turning Taylor Swift into an asset for combating misinformation online.
What? We have Taylor Swift, they have Kid Rock, we have Lady Gaga and George Clooney, they have Forgiato Blow. We have just about every single celebrity in Hollywood, whether they are a singer, whether they are an actor or actress, on our side endorsing Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, and that has Donald Trump panicking. There are actual reports that Donald Trump is freaking out behind the scenes because Taylor Swift is slated to report Kamala Harris, which makes sense. She reported President Biden and Kamala Harris last election. We know for a fact she hates Donald Trump. She has been seen on video talking about how much she loathes Donald Trump and his hatred of women. But Donald Trump is panicking because the best they can find is genuinely Kid Rock or somebody like Kanye West, who would just lose Donald Trump more Jewish voters because Kanye West flirts with Nazi anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, and Donald Trump is already saying that Jewish Americans, quote, need their head checked if they are voting blue. But when we have all this star power on our side at this critical moment, we have people like Megan Thee Stallion and Quavo performing at Atlanta rallies. They are big artists in Atlanta, from Atlanta, so that was huge. At a time when all of this is happening, Donald Trump is slipping in the polls, behind in all of the key swing states. VP Harris is raising a massive amount of money. Her VP pick, Tim Walz, is really, really popular, has double-digit approval ratings, while JD Vance has double-digit unfavorable ratings. So it's all coming together perfectly, and you can tell because Donald Trump is unhinged. Fox News won't stop talking about Taylor Swift. They are melting down, and I'm not gonna lie, if Donald Trump and JD Vance and Fox News want to double down on their attacks against women, alienating this voter base, I welcome them. We'll see how that turns out in November after JD Vance already saying childless cat ladies. Ben Shapiro won't stop talking about Taylor Swift. Now they're talking about her on Fox News. Just to lay the groundwork, you guys have probably already seen this, but Taylor Swift posted on Instagram a few days ago a photo of her performing live, and in the background you see a shadow of somebody that looks very, very similar to VP Harris. Now, it's sort of just a silly conspiracy theory that's been floating around. Is this VP Harris? Is this like a leak for an endorsement that's coming soon? It would make sense because Taylor Swift did endorse VP Harris last time, and Joe Biden, of course. This already has 2.5 million likes in 7 hours, but Fox News took it very literally, and they were incredibly mad. Take a look.
Good reporting. I think two things about this. The tickets are extremely expensive to go see her. I know, because you know my Bella's 16th birthday, that's what she wanted. She's a huge Taylor Swift fan. And if we're going to pay that much money as consumers, you don't need to serve up politics for that. It's divided us as such a nation. Why can't you go to a concert without that? She can vote any kind of way she wants. She can talk about it off stage. But when people pay to see you, just perform. And by the way, I mean, this is just my take on that picture. If you're a backup dancer, why are you in a suit? I mean, you can see that that's a blazer and those are pants.
That's like, a guy.
That's whoever it is wearing a suit. And I don't know, maybe is there a song where she sings, I went to the corporate office? Like, I don't know.
So when it's Kid Rock or Forgiato Blow performing political music, that is fine. But when it's Taylor Swift, that is not. When it's Colin Kaepernick saying a political message or taking a knee during a football game, that is not okay. But playing the American anthem and having right-wing football players is absolutely fine. Republicans, MAGA Republicans in particular, hold liberal celebrities to such an annoying double standard. Liberals can never talk about it. Remember, shut up and just play basketball. I believe it was Laura Ingraham who said that. And that was when LeBron James came out and just wanted to be semi-political and talk about black people being oppressed in America. Watch this clip that says Taylor Swift broke Fox News.
We have had enough of Taylor Swift for now.
She shouldn't be liberal. She should be a total conservative, given everything.
The Pentagon PSYOP unit pitched NATO on turning Taylor Swift into an asset.
Yesterday, she flew private from New York City to Baltimore. Yet she constantly talks about climate change. So just please don't believe everything Taylor Swift says. We're all begging you. I think she should just stick to her singing and let her love life be what it is.
The New York Times just speculated she's a lesbian.
A new poll shows 18% of voters are likely to vote for whichever candidate Taylor Swift endorses. Uh-oh.
Biden effectively has Taylor Swift as his VP.
A single post of hers led to 35,000 new registrants. That's arguably more power than the president.
She's sharing links and her boyfriend Travis Kelce, sponsored by Pfizer.
What's her stance on policy, economic policy, foreign policy?
I
Should
don't
we
think
ask
that-
Taylor Swift
I don't
how to
think that'll
respond to
be,
Iran?
So don't get involved. Don't get involved in politics. We don't want to see you there.
We have had
They hate Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift has broken the brains of everybody who works on Fox News. Take a look at this clip.
All right, but I mean, have you ever wondered why or how she blew up like this? Well, around 4 years ago, the Pentagon's Psychological Operations Unit floated turning Taylor Swift into an asset during a NATO meeting. What kind of asset? A psyop for combating online misinformation.
Honestly, that would be great. If during COVID, Taylor Swift was one of the leading figureheads saying, hey, we should wear a mask and get vaccinated, I would be completely fine with that. But Jesse Waters genuinely sounds like a conspiracy theorist in this. He sounds like the old uncle ranting at Thanksgiving dinner about how Taylor Swift and Eminem are actually clones. They're not actually themselves. But if the government wanted to use Taylor Swift to combat misinformation, that is fine. It's not any sort of psyop or large psychological operation. And maybe Republicans would be doing better in the culture war if maybe they weren't so weird and bigoted and wanting to push everybody away. Just let people live how they want to live. Mind your own damn business, as Tim Walz says. This is a perfect way to say it. Stay out of our bedrooms, stay out of our healthcare, stay out of everything.
The Pentagon PSYOP unit pitched NATO on turning Taylor Swift into an asset for combating misinformation online.
What?
So is Swift a front for a covert political agenda? Primetime obviously has no evidence.
Of course they don't.
Because the pop star who endorsed Biden is urging millions of her followers to vote. She's sharing links. And her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, sponsored by Pfizer. And their relationships...
You know that makes them so mad that Travis Kelce is sponsored by Pfizer. That is so hilarious.
boosted the NFL ratings this season, bringing in a whole new demographic.
Yep.
So how's the PSYOP going? Well, as usual, Biden's not calling the shots because he doesn't even know who Taylor Swift is.
He absolutely does, number one. Number two, this is completely hypothetical, but could you imagine if VP Harris did a few events in key swing states and had Taylor Swift open, headline, and during those events, all of these teenage women came, they registered to vote, and then throughout the event, the threat of Donald Trump is explained. Things that he said about women, him appointing Supreme Court justices. I mean, I'm sure a lot of these young women already understand that, but if we're able to actually have everybody fully on board understanding the threat that Donald Trump poses, that would be perfect, because I'm not going to lie, Democrats did have a messaging problem for a while. It seems like VP Harris came in and really helped straighten out the messaging, though. We now have a more cohesive, coherent message.
He's confused her with Britney Spears and Beyonce. Now, Stuart, is this feasible?
Jesse, the deployment of a PSYOP in the United States in this day and age is still illegal, Jesse.
Yeah, because when she...
If you want to talk about a psyop, let's talk about Donald Trump convincing half of the country that the last election was stolen when there was zero evidence. All of the courts said they weren't. All of Donald Trump's allies, the people in his family, said you got to stop spreading this lie, but he still psyoped half the country into believing that the last election was rigged.